I live. You don't talk about it.
What's going on, everyone? Thanks for coming out to the
That lag
Thunderdome.
is still just one thunderstruck.
What's up, Jamie?
She's hiding back there.
Yeah.
She's like, "You guys coming on live, or what is he doing?"
I've been
Hurry
sitting here
up.
for 10 minutes.
Right. Good to
How
see
you guys all
everybody.
doing today?
Right,
Well,
right.
the Cowboys can't lose this weekend, so I'm good.
Yeah, I guess that's the plus side about it.
Right.
Some of us got to sit here and hope our teams make it and win. Like, it's kind of shitty because the Rams, man, now they're going to be playing over in Arizona because of that fire.
Yeah, but I mean,
Glendale.
a lot of people's going to make that drive. That's not too far.
Yeah, it's probably going to be more of the Vikings making that damn drive. Those LA fans ain't going to do it.
Arizona, LA to LA is what, about a 3-4 hour drive? It shouldn't be that far.
No, it's not that far, but still, it's just that I mean, even in SoFi Stadium, when we're playing in our own stadium, I mean, it gets packed.
I mean, it's not a home game either way. Sorry.
But they're not, I don't think they'll make that drive, especially with LA being on fire right now, too. That's got to be a hard on a lot of people to even try to get out that way. Which, to all the people out there that are having to deal with that, you know, prayers sent, hope the best for you.
Right, yeah.
Prayers for
in
Cali,
control.
for sure.
Yeah. And then for also that actually you just brought up something. Anybody that's thinking about shipping any snakes to California, especially if it's in the LA area, don't do it. It's not advised.
Don't do it. Just don't do it, soldier. Just don't do it.
You're shipping anything right now.
Anything.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Maybe
New
we
Memphis even.
try to get to
Yeah.
Florida, but it's still going to go through Memphis or whatever the hell the other hub is. So it's still going to be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give it a
But
couple
say,
weeks.
if you're going to ship some, you should be checking that anyway.
Exactly.
Right, yeah. You know, you check the highs and lows both places. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, all my stuff goes to Memphis. It goes to Memphis first. So I since I know that, I always check what the temps are over there as well.
Yeah, the screwy part about Memphis
there
was
there was that one time. What was it last year when they had the hurricane or whatever? Memphis got all effed up
Mhm.
Yep,
and everything was.
but they got
just so
snow
nice.
removal now, which is weird for them. So heads up on that, because that won't say anything in the temps, but they got slammed with snow. So
Yeah.
I mean, so for me in Pennsylvania, eastern part of the state, I'm not shipping again until March, maybe. I mean, we did get a couple windows in earlier December, but I mean that was more local than having to go through the whole network. So yeah,
Yeah, it's just better to wait a little bit before you start shipping out because
Absolutely.
oh yeah,
you never
But-
know, especially if you're not checking temps wherever it goes, you know. Like even for me to ship to Texas, it goes through Memphis.
that's
yeah,
kind of
isn't
messed
that
up.
weird?
All the way to Memphis and it comes back to wherever it's going. You know? You're
Even
like,
if you're paying for rats, how much is that really going to cost you for holding it another 3 months? I mean,
Right.
For me,
$25 at most. If you're not willing to invest $25 in yourself and your product, then you shouldn't be doing this.
No, it's
Like,
true.
for real.
I've been holding on to a few snakes for about 5 months now that I haven't shipped out.
Yeah, I got one waiting on a guy. He was waiting on the snake to be ready, but yeah, I'm like, yo, here's my 2 shows, shipping, whatever. It's to Philly. It's not bad from where I'm at. So like $20, I'll probably eat that if need be. But again, I'm feeding it. The rest of the clutch is gone. You know, because I vended them at local shows. So it's like, okay, I'm waiting here until March either way. You want to buy it? Cool. You need it shipped?
Big show in State College, Pennsylvania tomorrow. Let's go. That's my hometown.
You vending there?
Can't
No,
tell
I'm
the
not
shipping.
vending yet. I'm not, like I said, I don't have all the bells and whistles. And like, I don't really want to start vending until I have a
What's up, Sean?
steady inflow of show snakes.
Got a post for
it all
David
depends
here.
on the show, man.
What's up, Sammy?
Sammy! What up, buddy?
I was sure you were taking a photo of me there, David. I got in the pose and everything for you.
Yeah, no, sir. It's funny, my
No
camera
thanks,
wouldn't take
John.
it. My camera wouldn't take it. I was trying to, but it said no image.
I stay photo ready, so I'm always ready.
What's up, Jamie? Got the other part of the Morph Forge fam in.
What up?
So
Yeah,
who else that played in the fantasy football league is tired of Ken already talking shit?
Hey, I won. I'm the champion.
You
And
did.
I'm going back to back next year. That's what I'm just telling you, fools. I'm
Oh.
going back to back.
Put some money on it. I might be
No, because then I'll lose. Every time I put money on it, I
What's up,
lose. So I
Nikki?
put money on it. It's just
You
fun.
won.
Chance.
You won because I wasn't there.
Yes,
I
you was
lost that
there.
one game
And you
with
went on a
one player.
5-game losing streak at the end of the season and lost and didn't even make the playoffs. So just
I
take
lost
your
on the last week.
beatings and sit there and be quiet and like it because I'm the champion.
Now, had you had a proper league that didn't do this 2-week playoff bullshit, I'd have
What's up,
been in the
James?
playoffs and been done week 17. Like the other
Right.
league I won.
Well,
that's
I
fancy
just
football.
left the rules alone because I don't want to mess nothing up, and I won. So deal with it. I win. I wasn't even going to say nothing about that. Then you had to bring it up. So now I'm going to bring it up like every 5 minutes. Like I won.
Oh, now I'm back.
Hey.
I'm gunning. I'm gunning.
Hey, I won.
I'll go
I'd be upset if I was you too, Ken.
John
He was in first place all season, and it fell apart at the end. I'd be mad.
Well, I mean, I was very much undefeated. Then Will beat me. Okay, fine.
Then,
Some more. Then you beat me, and then I lost like every other
and
game.
then,
Beat Vance.
and then.
What the fuck? I mean, now I
We're
had
all
a
in that
bunch of
league?
players that got hurt, and there was, yeah.
Are y'all all in
Totally.
that fantasy football league?
Yeah, we did a fantasy football league the first year, and after it was over, and I gloated. I was like, "Well, let's do this all again next year. You know, if you want to do it, you know, just say, you know, and then we'll do it next year. We'll keep it going." And I believe Will from Python Portal is making a trophy for me because I won, and last place, which was Pressure Pythons, who came in last place. So, get my trophy out, Will.
Anna would have been in the last place, but I guess
Anna came on hard at the end of the season.
well,
Pause.
McCaffrey came back.
Pause. Boing.
Pause
Well,
that
even
shit
when
up, Ken.
McCaffrey got injured, she still upset a couple people.
What's up, Brave?
What up,
How you
Brave?
doing? How you doing today?
Rafe,
Yeah, that's
Right.
that kind of stuff is just me throwing away money, and I don't like to.
What
do
up,
it.
Nikki? We do it
oh,
for
we didn't do
fun.
money on it.
Oh, yeah, they do no money. All around here where I'm at, they all play for money. So, what's up, Shauna?
Well, I think that
Okay.
we were going to actually do that in the beginning, but we just never went through with it. We
Oh.
never really on board.
Man, over here in my neck of the woods, it's everybody doing it for money and stuff. I'm like, man, I don't.
It still
Because
wasn't a
first of all,
lot.
I
It's
would
like
do it-
everyone's
I
throwing
would
$5.
do it. If I were to do it, I wouldn't be looking up players or anything like that. So I did it one time, and the link that they gave me to get on there to do all my stuff, I could never get on it. And I still did pretty good, but you know,
Just auto draft, yeah.
What's up, Mike?
Yeah, I mean,
no lie, dude. I think I got like it was 7 guys, and I got 4th place, and I never once got on there. And then after that, it was just turned into me just giving money away, and I don't like to do that.
I've been in a league with Matt from Area 51 and Maurice Bart, and I've been second, and then like second, and I finally fucking won. And I had the last pick of the draft. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Finally won.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, right. Made it relevant. Anyway, I'm not going to
Chargers
complain.
are still up 6-0. If anyone cares,
Who?
Chargers are up
Chargers
6-0?
are still up 6-0.
Who are they playing?
Texans?
Houston.
Let's go, Houston.
I don't think Houston has a chance. The Chargers defense just too good. Their defense was good all year.
Oh, I just hate on Chargers because there's only one SoFi team. They rent from us. In fact, rent money's due right now.
Hey, Vance, I like All City James's comment. Make sure you don't miss it.
So
I want to answer him.
Jesus
I won.
Christ.
Yeah, we're going to hear about it until preseason next year. For fuck's sake.
You're damn right you are.
It's like when he got
And
monetized.
until someone knocks me out of next year's, you're still going to hear about it.
Now you have 9 people that are gunning for you that, like, 5 of them didn't really give a shit about playing. Now they're going to play.
yeah, they're going to
Just
play
like I
hard
told
now.
John, I perform better under pressure.
Oh, now there's going to be collusion.
Right?
Like, hey, I'm a
Blood
drop
Trent's
sport.
going to be like
So Trent
researching 3 weeks ahead of next year when he plays me to beat me.
You only beat me by like a play.
I think I beat you by 0.5 or something like that. It was
something
close.
stupid because like it was like, oh, yeah, it's over, it's over. The entire time we're playing the second game, and then somebody kicked a field goal
No, I think
or a defense
was
got a
it?
pick. It was like
no. It was Detroit. Detroit's running back. It was down between because I had Detroit's
Yeah,
running
you gotta
back
give me a
and wide receiver, and they caught me up to you. And then it was in the fourth quarter, and you was ahead. And then he got like a 5-yard run, and it put me in front of you.
Yeah, so that's how I was out of the playoffs and not winning the league. Right there, that specific play.
But see, I wouldn't have been as a loss. I'd have been, still in fourth place. So I'd have got in.
Sounds pretty dominant, though. Sounds like he had a dominating win there, Ken.
Oh yeah, I
He
dominated.
absolutely smashed
Absolutely
him.
smoked him.
Right.
Now that happened in the playoffs, like for real. Like that last, like the championship round, I had 182 for week 1 and 185 week 2. It was total domination. No one, like 180 points back to back. That's hard to get. You ain't
Ken,
beat me.
I love you as a friend, but you did not need to narrate the entire fucking, fantasy football league every week and what happened. Like some of us watched. We got to see us lose.
Yep.
I was
It's
just
brutal.
giving you all a heads up of what I
Get
see.
an update.
I thought it was an excellent round.
Sounds like Kent's a little salty over there. Can't get salty, Kent?
Now, two girls, one truck up did lose this year, but Taste the Dwayne Bow did win. And next year,
There's always next year, Ken. There's always next year.
going to be the winner. Right?
Why did I
But-
hear 2 girls, 1 cup?
No, Sioux Girls, 1 cup. I
Oh.
think that was
Oof.
my team name in the league.
Yeah,
It was,
something
yeah.
like that. 2 Sioux girls suck up.
1 suck up, right?
Yeah, 1 suck up.
I'm good at it.
That name
Another
always
one
got
was,
me every time I've seen it.
Taste Dwayne Bow.
I use
Yeah, okay.
$5 footlong sometimes.
Taste Dwayne Bow. Come on.
$5 foot long.
3-time league champ.
All I know is the luck meth machine was sadly disappointing this year. The luck we just could not get it going, man. Every
I
time
think
I
it might
grabbed
have had
somebody
something to do with
decent,
the
they get
map.
hurt. It could have, yep. Injury list was insane for us. I picked up a new guy, at least 1, maybe 2, almost every week. As soon as I'd grab a guy, IR. I'm like, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
All season.
At least you did it. Every time I went to go, I never got to it in time. I always missed. What was it, Wednesday when you had to get it in by? I was always missing that day, so I never got to change out players or anything. And then I missed the draft too, so that kind of sucked. I was in bed sleeping. I was like, shit, well,
All right,
guess I
guys.
get to
I
pick.
got to bounce. My spare ribs are done.
I mean,
Oh,
chili.
yeah.
I
We're
can smell it.
kind of running the same path there.
Right?
Missing the draft. I missed everything. Like I said, I only did it once or twice. So
Oh, you'll
For
have
once-
to get in there next year, David.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
fun.
we'll have a couple spots.
Hell no.
He says, "Fuck you guys. I'm staying at home and I ain't playing."
I wanted to start a
You gotta
football
put too
pool,
much
but that's
into
hard
that.
to
I
do.
don't. Oh, hell no. Hell to the no.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
treat
I
it
was
like
going-
I treat Advance's picks and forget to do it every week till it was too goddamn late. Every freaking week, Vance is like, "Hey, John, no picks. I see." I'm like, "Fuck me."
Yeah, and you and Ken were neck and neck too, man. You guys were doing pretty good, right there, tied, or maybe a 1-2 game difference on the worst end. But yeah, it was like the last 2 weeks is when you just kind of didn't get those few picks in, and it was like,
I
damn.
flexed my muscles and pulled away and won this too. I mean, come on, tell the truth.
Yeah, that's how it went.
What's up, Fries?
Hey, well,
Hey,
looks like Kent couldn't handle it. Ken, you done ran him off. He got off of this thing.
You know, some people just get a little too butthurt. I mean,
He's got the tail between
Kent's
the
a good
legs.
dude, but I mean,
Yeah, easy.
He's
I'm not
probably
salty,
cussing you
and
out
let me
right
get
now.
out of this. I'm not salty, and I'm out.
I'm not salty. Bye.
I'm blaming it on the
Oh, he
spare.
didn't say
I'm
bye.
out of here.
He's probably got a picture of you right now. He's like, "Fuck you."
Throwing darts at it.
Throwing darts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ken, what
Spit
the hell
one.
is on your shirt?
That's
I'm
F
sorry,
and
man, I
A's.
didn't mean
One
to-
F and A shirts.
Nice. Let me blow you up real
Oh,
quick.
okay.
Oh, I thought that was.
That's badass.
What is it?
It does have a ribbon on the back. They made it for something 2 years ago. I don't know. I got it
Nice.
for something. I forget. It's 2 years ago. Like I'm going to remember
I'm not going to tell you what I thought it was in the beginning.
that. Well, what'd you think it was? I mean, let's hear it. I mean, why hold back?
No.
It kind of looks like a Sasquatch a little bit. If you don't
Yeah.
look at it.
Is that what it is? No, that's what I thought. It
Or a
was.
skull with F and A, like with a snake around it.
Like
But
a
it just
skeleton
didn't turn
snake.
out like they wanted it to. Let me sit up so I can get a picture.
And then I thought that was yeah, okay.
Okay.
That cleared it up for me because I was thinking that's what I thought. I thought it was some hairy ass monster or some shit.
Yeah, I kind of see a hairy ass monster the way I'm sitting here now. I mean,
Yep.
Looking like a Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. That's why I was like, no, I'm just gonna wait till somebody says something.
In fact,
Yep,
I'll have to
that's
show you
why I
guys.
asked.
You got to be clear about it, right, John? You got to know,
Absolutely.
man. For sure.
What's up, Philip? How's it going, man?
What
Thanks
up,
for coming
dude?
out. In fact, he was live earlier on Instagram with Craig.
nice.
Yep, making the swap from TikTok, man.
TikTok.
He had a hell of a base over there too. So it's going to be interesting to see that come over with that flow of traffic, man. I'm really crossing my fingers for him. It's a great show. Did a really nice job on his show, man.
Oh yeah, it's like there's no more TikTok, right?
No, they're
Yeah, possibly, right? But
looks like it might be coming to an end. They're kind of banning it. Which, like you said, that sucks when you got all those followers and different stuff over there on that platform, and then for that to be shut down. Like, I didn't personally have a TikTok, but
I didn't have one
people
either.
that did. That sucks.
I didn't have one either. I like social
theirs
media,
was,
a whole lot of it.
Enjoy the day.
theirs was super big, man. Super big audience over there. So I'm curious, like I say, in translation, how much of that flow is going to kind of come with them. It'd be awesome to see a big group of people swap over, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Because who was that?
Are the only people just on there? Y'all know
What's
of only
that?
people that were just on TikTok all the time, not doing anything else?
I don't think he broadcast anywhere else. I think it was strictly on TikTok, and that's why
I
I
don't
say
know of
that
anyone
base.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think. It was oh God, what's their name? Celtic Balls. They were on TikTok too.
Oh yeah, Jeff and
Got a
Andy.
big
Yeah,
following.
that's right. That's right.
What's up, Patrick?
Patrick,
What up, dude?
Could A get pulled from App Store? B go black? C
Yeah.
drag out in court forever?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty up in the air right now. I mean, it's still sitting in court to where they could speculatively get sections of it to stay alive or keep it alive with different ownership.
Well, there's that
I
guy that he's on Shark Tank. He used to be that Shark Tank, where you go with your idea and they decide whether or not they're going to invest. One of those guys said he was going to try to buy TikTok. I saw that.
Mark Cuban, maybe?
No,
Yeah, let's pitch in and buy TikTok.
The bald-headed old guy?
the old guy.
The one that looks like the
Kevin
Smurfs?
Leary, I think is his name.
Where's
Something like that.
Yeah, it's Kevin. He looks like the what's that old man off the Smurfs?
Papa Smurf.
No, not the Smurf, but
Gargamel.
Gargamel. He looks like his ass.
Gargamel looking asshole.
Doesn't he?
Fucking Gargamel.
Gargamel.
I mean, what the hell kind of name is that, anyways? Like, since that cartoon, where have you ever seen that name?
Gargamel?
Yeah.
It's on
That's
the Smurf.
That's the
Yeah, but
only
that's
place
it.
I've ever seen
Since
it.
that cartoon, where else have you seen it?
Right.
Nowhere.
Yeah, somebody did a lot of shrooms coming up with that cartoon, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Little Blue Men. I mean, I could
shit.
see it. Living under
Absolutely.
mushrooms? Definitely.
I got to get Patrick turned blue. Speaking of Smurf.
Yeah, Strictly Business wasn't blue either.
I thought I got
Slack.
them last week. Are they still not in it? Yeah, you're right, Ken. I thought I got Constricted.
Right, Phil? Says he's never seen that name either because he's not a Hungarian sheep herder.
It must be Hungarian because that's like not a very popular ethnicity. So it's got to be one of them ones like that. It's a popular name in. Like it's from Nepal or something.
Right.
Naples or Nepal. However you pronounce it.
So
Part of the
Pat and
Mongol
Philip are
armor.
both blue.
God dang Mongolians.
Mongolians.
Knock down my seawall.
In fact, let's see here. We'll do this is the last, well, it's already ended, so we're going to see for the football. But I did put up some more just for fun. I put up the playoff games. So if you guys want to play just for shits and giggles on that. But
Okay. I'll forget. You know I will.
We know who won already.
so the Thunderdome winner is Ken. I had two last week with a total of 40. John had 4
You
correct.
didn't add up last week's ones.
Yes, I did.
Did you? Yeah, you did. Never mind. I seen it wrong. My bad. I'll shut up.
I feel
Don't
like
try to get me on this one, Ken.
on, and then you put that
I
on
went
there
over
and they
this
shut
shit.
off.
Shut up. I'm just gonna shut up.
Right.
John had 4 with a total of 43. Will got 3 correct with a total of 40, so he's tied with me. Ken got 2 correct last week, but he's at a total of 47. And then Jamie had 25, but she hasn't really played much. And then Josh had also 23, 2 less than her, but also didn't play that much. So congrats, Ken. You are the winner
I win again.
this season on the Thunderdome.
I feel like Kent was fixing to get on, and then you put that on, and he said, "Fuck this shit."
Where's
Right.
like, I need to rub this one in the face too. Even though he didn't play, I still won.
He's still throwing darts at your face right now.
Right.
He's putting a voodoo curse on your ass right now as we speak.
I'm going to put a reverse spell, so anyone casts a voodoo on me, they're going to get it. I do that shit too.
Right now, you're on this
No.
live. Kent's got a head start.
That's all right because his spell will already be cast, and then I could reverse him. I mean,
Kent's pulling the old "I'm rubber, you're glue" maneuver. On the,
Right?
It's
He's
already set
got
up.
little
I've already
doll.
got
He's already got that
tail.
little voodoo doll, and he's over there. Here in a minute, when Ken starts hurting, it's gonna be Ken
Damn,
over
what
there.
was that?
Someone it feels like pins in my leg.
Something just bit me.
He's got a Ken doll and a P. Diddy doll.
oh,
I swear to God, if he puts
All
any
right, I
baby
gotta
in me,
go.
I won't kill him.
as soon as Diddy Party comes up, I got to be out, boys.
Yeah, I'm no part of that.
We're all running. Here's if you like I said, if you guys just want to play for the hell of it, just put some picks in.
Better get it in tonight because the Ravens are on tonight.
Yeah,
Ravens
that's the thing.
Steelers.
Get it done today. Like I said, just for fun. Steelers at the Ravens. Well, one of the games was you guys already know the Chargers game's already going, so I didn't even throw that one up. But you got the Steelers at the Ravens. You've got the Broncos at the Bills. You have the Packers at the Eagles. You got Washington at the Bucks. And then you have the Vikings at the Rams.
So why are they deciding to call it Super Wild Card Weekend now? It's always been the Wild Card Weekend. Why is it Super Wild Card Weekend now?
That's weird.
If you're watching all the sports broadcasting networks, that's what they're saying. It's Super Wild Card Weekend. And I'm like, what's so fucking super about it? It's just normal.
Yeah.
Has it broke down different this year? Maybe the way the division splits worked? No,
everything's been the same. I mean,
okay.
as far as I can see.
It just seems to me like more head-to-head divisional games are kind of happening.
It's just the way the season played out.
Gotcha.
1 gets to bye, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5 in both divisions.
Tough games. I mean, that list you just showed, some of them I don't know how to pick, man. They're gonna be heads up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's definitely some wild games in there. And it was crazy last week too for the regular season. The Chiefs lost.
They screwed Burrow. That's the only thing. They didn't want Cincinnati to get in, so they said we're gonna rest all our players and just not win and screw Cincinnati.
Yeah,
they can't
they
say
were pulling
in their
pulling
game
players from the ball boy team and from the athletic trainers and putting them in uniforms. They were playing like fifth string guys.
And then Denver acted like they won the Super Bowl. Did you see them going all around the stadium, high-fiving the fans and everything? Like, you didn't even play the A squad. You didn't play varsity. Y'all played the freshman squad.
Right.
They played the people that was on the practice squad all year.
If the starting lineup the Chiefs would have played, it would have been 21-20. I guess that's how they win. That's how they win. They'd always win like a couple of points.
1 to 2 points.
Yeah.
Right. Always tight, yeah. Oh God, Phil, that's a terrible list, at least for the past records. You are a glutton for punishment. You see his favorite teams list there, boys?
Yeah, I put that up.
The Bills in the 90s, just
the 90s Bills were good. The 90s Bills were good. They just could never win it.
4 Super Bowls in a row and lost them all 4. I mean, if you was die hard in them days, you was just ready to stab someone in the face. I mean, that's rough.
Jim Kelly
the Lions have only been doing good recently. I mean, the Rams had some good wins. The Bungholes, I mean, why would you ever want the Bungles to win? The Dolphins, they haven't been good since the 60s, really. The Buccaneers had their streaky, and the Seahawks had their local streak,
But the Rams would have beat Seattle last week, but we had all our second string guys in. We didn't.
I think you're right, Constrictly. It's going to be Lions versus Bills in the Super Bowl.
No,
I don't know.
That's the way it ended up.
I just see the Lions coming apart one game, man. I just do. I feel like they've kind of held it together a couple of games, and I feel like that's going to.
They're so beat up.
Yeah.
No, don't be surprised.
Who do you think, Tom? Who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl?
If I were to guess,
yeah,
boy, I'd probably. Man, that's a tough one.
It's hard.
I just don't see a Lions Bills. I just don't. I don't think the Lions are going to make it, man. I think they're going to fall.
And I think it's hard too because all of us all our teams are right there in the playoffs. So I mean, you got to root for your team. I mean, personally, I know the Rams can do it, but I know there's kind of that they could not do it neither. It's kind of I got to give it a 50-50 just for the fact that we're just we got some new guys in there, and as long as they could play good and everything, it'll be all right. But sometimes it's like we don't show up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's the Lions' years. They just been holding it together all year. They're winning when their star players ain't out there still, like some of them. If they got that next man up, bite their kneecap off mentality, I mean,
is that your team, Tim?
They're a representative of their coach, and I think they're going to pull it off. I mean,
yeah, very well could. I got a weird feeling about their next couple games, man. I think they're going to have a tough time.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't really have a team.
well, you're down in Texas. You don't really have much to root for. I mean, the Houstons, the Texans, I mean, I guess, and then the other team.
They're in the playoffs.
Who wants to root for the Cowboys and a bunch of cry-ass, I mean, they wouldn't be such a bad team if it wasn't for their owner. Their owner runs them into the ground. He thinks he knows football. Jerry Jones isn't a football person. He's a businessman. He knows how to run a business, not a football team. And that's been their problem, period.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, like I said, I don't.
Cat might pop back
My
on.
thing is this, on that deal, them guys make too much money to, they complain a lot like
Absolutely.
the quarterback for the Cowboys, and he got that big old sign, that contract, making. I think he makes more money than Mahomes. If somebody knows, they can correct me on that. But it's like that type of money. Look what his record is. He's garbage. Pat Mahomes paid what he gets paid because, he's won what they won 3 out of 4 or something like that. I don't even know, but
In the clutch, yeah. I mean, he's always shown that he can still produce, and a lot of these guys can't. That's the problem. Goff is one of those guys that in the pinch, he's going to throw 4 interceptions. He's done it this year, and they somehow squeaked it out. But I just
he threw 5 interceptions one game, and he still won. I mean,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like you can't do that.
Goff was a great quarterback when he played for the Rams, but it was like in the beginning. But
he just isn't
a rookie. But he cannot break out of that shell. Like he couldn't do it, and that's why we got rid of him. Like, okay, well, we'll do that trade, and the only reason he won that they beat the Rams last year is just because he had that chip on his shoulder. He was pissed off the way it went down. That's the only reason they pull that out. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's improved a little bit since we've had him, but I just don't feel he's that guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Vance, I'm also going to throw this out there. I know you and I have talked about it, but the credit that I won for you for winning, you could do a spend to win or however you want to do it, because I want to give it to someone who watches the show. They might not necessarily had to participate, but I want to give it to someone who watched the show. And John, if you was given a credit for first place, throw that in there as well. Like, I don't know what you was doing for first place, but
yeah, that's what I was going to do for my spot too.
Like I got all your, I got a beanie cup coming. I got a hat. I got a shirt. I got a cup. So to get you guys out there, like, put it on a spin to win. Like maybe next week we'll come on and do a spin to win and give it all away or something, so everyone's a little bit more prepared. But I mean, I wouldn't mind giving advance credit, but I want someone in the audience to have it. Just
same. Yep.
Because you and John were giving up merch for it, so that's going to go to the winner, which would be you. And then I was doing a credit of to 3 different people. There was a $200 for first, there was a $100 credit for second place, and there was a $50 credit for third place. So like
I mean, of course I won. I mean, John was in second, I think. But
John second, and so that means Will should be third place, I believe. Yeah. So John, or I said John, didn't I?
Yeah, John second.
John second, Will's third. I believe his third place goes to Will. So whatever you guys want to do with your credit, that's fine. We could do the spin to win. I'll put that out there and everything. We'll do that next week so we could bring in some people. But I guess kind of like you said, it, you know, more kind of towards people that have been into the show, that have watched it and everything, rather just maybe giving it to some random person. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I just,
agree.
I
I
mean,
mean,
do it on your show. Whoever's been watching, like, you know, put them in the spin to win or whatever. I don't know, but I'll let you decide that. But I just wanted to kind of redonate that because we said,
Okay.
you know, in a year that, you know, we really wasn't going to take prizes, and I'm going to hold to that. I'm going to keep the shirt though because it says, you know, first place champion. I don't know why I didn't get it. I talked to Candy like a month ago, and she said it was done, and I sent her my address, and I just ain't never got it yet. I mean, I've asked for an update 2 times, and maybe she's just busy. I'm not trying to throw shade away or something. You know what I mean? I know people, things get crazy, but she said it was done, so it should be on the way. But
Okay.
of course, when I get it, I'll be bragging with it for sure.
right? Well, we know.
But that ain't going nowhere. That's staying here. I'm winning the shirt
Yeah, I got. I showed
because
you
I'm
guys
the champion.
I showed you the shirt too last week that I was gonna do. I got one printed up, or that I'm gonna print up for you, but it's got. I think it's got my logo on the front, and then on the back is the Thunderdome logo, and then it has my logo, John's, and yours on there. But I even wanted to, like, I don't know, I might do a little more to it, like put something with the Thunderdome winner or something like that. I don't know. I might be a little more creative because I'd kind of like to take and make some of those shirts up with the logos on there of you guys, like have them on there and shit, and
Right.
do a
Just
spin
leave
to
them in
win
the shop. Yeah.
something. Like, because even here shortly, I wanted to get talking with you, Ken, and John both actually, because I want to throw like kind of here and there, maybe it's something with your guys' show. Throw out maybe some of those shirts, you know, the blue zombie with your guys' logo on there or something. Like, you guys can do a spin to win on your channel. So I'm thinking here in a couple months of, you know, we'll do something like that, get it figured out.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be fun, man.
Yeah.
Same thing with my spot too. I mean, I got that second place spot, but before we started this, we both, Ken and I, said, hey, if we're in that spot, that's got to go either down the line to people down the line that are going to take it, or somebody that's been here a majority of the weeks watching your show. I'd rather not see 60 people in here next week and it go to somebody who's never been in here,
Right.
just personally. But
I feel the same way, John.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys do, because I agree. I'd much rather see somebody, and that's why I'm probably not even going to put an announcement. I'll just announce that I got the Thunderdome show going, but whoever's been in here and everything is who I'm going to put into the spin to wins. Even if they've been in here once before, you know, I think that's fine. I just don't want some random people, because I've seen a lot of that. That actually happened when I did my first spin to win. Stan had actually won a shirt, and he had already won, or I already sent him one. So he went ahead and gave it up to someone else, being Banna, because there was too many people that actually came in there just for the spin to win. And once I done that, it's like they bounced out. So he's like, well, I'm just going to give it to Banna. So I thought that was pretty cool of him.
That's why I really don't announce my giveaways when I have them, because I want the people that actually watch the show to win them. And you know, if you announce it, like everybody and their brother's mother is going to be there.
Yeah, like Constrictly Business, he just when I announced a shirt giveaway, I think that was the first time he came in.
But he's been here. He's came in every week since.
And exactly, he's been in here every week since. So much respect to him, you know, for that and everything. But yeah, there's been other people that haven't came in and everything. So it's like, I'm not going to sit there and put that out for you guys just because you want to win something. That's not the way I'm going to run this shit.
Gotcha, man. So yeah, mine, the second place stuff, I forget what I had up there. I had a little printed thing of like what we were given at each tier, but you know, those first couple, I mean, Ken and I just aren't going to claim those. So how you want to,
I'm not claiming it.
I'm going to see if I got it on here. I know I was going to do it last week. and I don't know if I ended up finishing it. No,
I think it's just the right thing to do. I mean, we've been a part of this the whole time, you know what I mean? Even though we did participate and earn it and win it, it wasn't for us,
Right.
Now I'm like herpes. The good type of herpes, though, right?
Exactly.
Wait, I don't think there is a good type of herpes. My bad. Never mind.
Well,
Like, I'm all bumpy. I have
Jesus.
bumps.
Only good kind of herpes is the one the X catches after.
Right, well, them kind of
Right.
herpes.
Well said. Well said.
I do got a joke that I could tell if you want to hear a joke. I'm always
go
good
for
for
it.
a joke. So, in a lesbian couple, you got the male, right? And you got the one that's a female. So you got the one that acts more like a male and the one that's just a female. Which one cooks?
Ooh.
Neither. They both eat out.
Nice.
And next season, we're gonna... Jeez, Ken, that's as bad as my jokes on hair down and shit. At least I wait till the kids go to bed. Just give it.
I didn't see no kids in the audience.
I'm waiting to see that hook, like on stage where they have that big old long hook. I'm ready to see that.
Right.
Gong!
Uh,
The Gong Show.
Absolutely.
I have so many bad jokes I wished I could share. I know I've got
Right.
some that I know I probably shouldn't.
Put them
say.
on out there. I do.
Yeah, can't do it, man. The only one I could throw out there because it's kind of subtle, but it's still good. How do you know when it's bedtime at the Jackson Ranch?
When?
When the big
You
hand
told us
touches the little
before. I
one.
forget.
what's that?
When the big hand touches the little one.
That's it. That's it. I couldn't think of it.
It's so bad.
There's the
Oh.
sack one too.
I like that one better than Ken's. I'm not gonna lie, Ken. I like that one better than Ken's.
I could tell more.
Oh man.
I got all
So
kinds.
many.
I was watching you ever watch I just happened to catch that Kelsey podcast, or it was a short of it on YouTube where Jason Kelsey was telling a joke about, that's when Doug Peterson was the coach of the Eagles. He said they had a team meeting or whatever, and one of their fullbacks or whatever got up to tell the whole team a joke. And he was like, this one guy was like, man, I think I'm the tallest guy in the world. He goes, I'm going to go and go to Guinness Book of Records and see if I am the tallest guy in the world. So he does all this stuff and submits it to them. Then this one guy was like, I think I'm the fastest guy in the world. I think I'm going to go and do all that stuff with Guinness and then go and so he submits all this stuff. And then this other guy's like, I might have the smallest Johnson in the world. He goes, so I'm going to go and do all that stuff with Guinness. And so they submit all their stuff. And that guy that said I was the tallest man in the world, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm the tallest guy in the world. And the next guy said, yeah, I'm the fastest guy in the world. And that guy with the smallest Johnson, he goes, who the fuck is Doug Peterson?
I love it. That's a great joke.
I just caught a short of them, man. They're pretty damn funny.
Oh
What
God.
What does drinking non-alcoholic beer and going down on your blank have in common? Not
wow.
sure.
Oof.
We're about to
That was
find
pretty
out.
bad. I don't know.
I feel like you're fixing to say.
It tastes the same, but you know it's just not right.
Oof.
How do you
Just
get a
oof.
nun pregnant?
How?
Fuck them.
Jesus.
Makes sense.
So how do you know when a woman's satisfied, guys?
Who knows?
Who cares?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay, I'm done with those. This is gonna.
Yeah,
be
my
a bad
head's
deal
going
fast.
to the gutter. I got to get out of it. Gotta stop.
Man, I used to know so many. I just can't remember a lot of them. And then some of them I'm trying to. Well, I guess this might not be the cleanest one, so I might not put those out.
Yeah, some of them you're better just to keep to yourself.
Yeah, that might be more of a backstage one or something. I got one I'm trying to think of. It was kind of a long one. Trying to get it going in my head. I'll probably think in a bit.
All right.
So I told this one last week, but it's kind of clean, but it's funny. But if a bluebird has bluebirds and a yellow bird has yellow birds, red birds have red birds and brown birds have brown birds, what kind of bird has no birds? A swallow.
A swallow, that's right.
See, I heard that a different way. I heard if a dove is the bird of peace, what is the bird of love? And that's the swallow.
Oh.
But
Nice.
same type of deal.
Nope, same thing.
Same type of deal.
Comedy hour, right?
Yeah.
It gets that way sometimes.
I got to write. I got a bunch that I seen that I sent over to my chat or into my personal Instagram. I got to sit there and write those down though, so I could read them off. There's so much I can't even remember it.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man. You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
There was a old lady clip. I sent it to myself, and I'm going to have to remember it. But it's a pretty good joke about wise men, and I'm going to have to remember it and tell it. Go back and watch it. It's pretty clean. It's not that bad, but it's funny. I just can't remember it right now. I gotta go back and look at it again. But I did send it to myself.
I gotta find it. I got a big ass book. That thing's like probably 1,000 pages, like 3-4 inches thick, and it's got all kinds of jokes in there. I got it packed away in my boxes. I gotta find it.
Like how I get most of my jokes is just scrolling. I'll scroll through and like there'll be someone with a video telling a joke, and then if I don't see nothing that week through scrolling, I'll like Google search most inappropriate jokes because the inappropriate ones are the best.
And here comes another one.
Yeah,
No, I'm refraining.
This is your joke, Ken. You should know the answer to this. Depends.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what does an old? Oh, we know that one. What does an old lady taste like? That's yeah, that depends. That's supposed to be saying what does eating out an 80-year-old taste like. Depends. Because you got to be graphic about it. You got to get down in it.
Gotta get down in it.
That was still hilarious. Like down at Daytona, like there had to be 4 questions that James looked at me and asked me. I was just like, depends, man. It depends. And that lady was sitting there like with the pens on, and I didn't even know if James seen it. But I kept giving him the clue.
Oh God, some from Shauna. These are going to be good too.
I know. I seen some of hers the other day.
Yeah.
That's good.
Real
I can't
gems.
affect makeup.
No, I'm not Philip. Maybe
Yeah,
these
hit
guys
that
might be going. You guys going to the Atlanta?
You can't eat Jenny Craig with Mary
no.
Kay on your face.
Man.
That's pretty good one, Sean. I like it.
That's really good.
I like it a lot.
Any of you guys going to the Atlanta show?
No.
Too far for me. Too cold right now. I'm not. No. I mean, I'd like to get down to the Atlanta show. I mean, this year, next year, at some point, but we'll see.
Yeah, I unfortunately won't be making it this year.
Well, you're all the way out there in California, so that's like a, that'd be like a trip. Like, you know what I mean? Like a vacation for you. I mean, that's going to cost quite a bit of money to fly out anyways. And
Yeah. Yeah, I was wanting to make it to the Florida show with you guys this year, and I'm going to try to see, but I don't know. I got a few snakes I got to get that I'm getting, and then I've got to get some money saved because I'm not going to live here in this house probably too much longer. They keep jacking the rent up like $200 every year, and then like anything that breaks in this house, I've got to pay for it. So I'm not really going to be able to do it.
Funny little kid. That's got to be some kind of little kid.
I didn't even see that.
But it's funny. I keep feeding my snake. I just can't get enough ass. Well, I mean, you're a horny bastard, so.
Is that right?
Horny little pervert.
I wonder if that's a different troll that came into my. Remember the last couple of times we had one?
Mm-hmm.
Same guy. Maybe he started.
Rebecca Fortnite's now going to be forever known as pervert when he comes around. Hey, it's that pervert.
It's a little pervert kid.
Everyone remember, Becco Fortnite, pervert. No pervert kid.
Forever tagged.
Yep. Hope that don't offend you. If it does, let us know. We'll be nice and stop.
He's in here talking about feeding his snake. I'm not worried about it. He'll be all right.
No perv.
Hey, what are you drinking, John? That looked green for a second. Maybe it's the blue from your shirt. Is that beer?
Oh yeah, just Miller Lite, man.
Oh, okay. It was green looking,
Yeah.
so I guess your shirt and the blue and yellow making the green.
Yeah, it's kind of all kind of colors. It's almost green. Miller Lite, there ain't much to it.
It's like drinking water.
Pretty much, yeah. That's our Wisconsin soda pop.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I used to drink Miller Lite, but I got drunk off it one night, and it gave me a headache, and I just ain't never went back to it.
Yeah, the Budweiser stuff. I mean, it's only a beer or two. Whatever they make it out of gives me an instant headache. Can't drink that shit.
Oh, like regular Budweiser? No, I'll drink 3 of them and puke. I just, it don't agree with me. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm sitting there going, I'm not even drunk, and it's coming up. Like, last time I drank Budweiser, I drank 3 in an hour, and everything come up. So
it's that rice beer, I think. Right? Isn't it made out of rice? All
I'm not sure.
Products. I don't know. It's bad.
Yeah, I used to drink Budweiser. That was my favorite. I would drink that all the time. I would drink other stuff too. Miller's, Coors. Coors was pretty decent.
Now when I drink beer, I drink Yingling because I can actually get a nice buzz on and not be fucking so bloated. Like I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I have to drink 20 beers and get bloated.
That was the only thing though with Budweiser, man. It tears your stomach up that next morning. Paying for it.
Yeah.
Some of the microbrew beers are bad. 1 or 2 of them and you're gone.
Coors Original I used to drink.
Banquet beer's not bad. The banquet beer.
Coors Original. And then
whatever happened to Coors Extra Gold? They still make that anywhere?
I don't know.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
You haven't seen that in a while. It wasn't bad beer.
Miller Genuine Draft I used to like.
It's all right. A little bit sweet. Miller High Life. I used to drink that, but they got rid of the light version of it, so I don't drink that anymore. But the Budweiser stuff, yeah, man. Next day, you could shit through a screen door at 50 yards. No problem.
That's what PBR does to me. I can't believe that stuff like it's going out of style.
About the dad, oh,
He
man.
always has a PBR can in his hand, and I'm like, oh my god, that's hurting my stomach looking at it.
Right. Yeah, some of that's a bad actor the next day for sure.
What do you guys drink as far as hard liquor?
What don't I drink when it comes to liquor? I mean, I got my favorites, but
There's a lot of shit I won't drink. Malibu, any of that sweet garbage, get that out of Southern Comfort.
Man.
God, get it away
Oh,
from me.
Yukon
But yeah,
Jack.
like Jack. I mean, I'll drink Jack Daniels, Johnny Walker. I love vodka. I mean, I'll grab a vodka if I'm going to grab anything.
If it's vodka, it's got to be Absolute or better because I can't do cheap vodka. No.
Yeah. Yeah, none of that Silver Wolf or Phillips, none of that garbage.
Naughty Ice. Natty
Ice. Wow.
We used to call it natty ass because they gave you some natural ass the next day.
Yeah, I think that was worse than Budweiser.
But when we was kids, the bar would sell us beer out in the back door, 50 cents a can. And we couldn't say, give us 20 Coors Light. The dude would literally go in there and throw what he needed to sell, which was usually natural ice, in a bag and say, there's 20 of them. Give me $10. You know what I mean? And well, give us another 20. You know what I mean? We'd be a bunch of 16, 17-year-old kids fucking running to the railroad tracks because that's where we partied at. Like, they couldn't make it back to railroad tracks because it was blocked off. Shoot back there and drink that shit. I can't see how we did it.
Yeah, like one of my favorite drinks is the pina colada, is the coconut and pineapple. But like you're saying, that rum, having that coconut, I couldn't do that. That
too sweet.
I don't mind like the Captain Morgan spice rum. I can handle that, but like just some of that cheaper stuff, I can't do it. Like the Calico Jack, no, it just has that taste to it.
Have you ever had the blueberry lemon drops?
I don't think, no.
Those are pretty good. That one's sweet, but I like it. It's like, I can't remember all what they put in it. I think maybe a tequila, and then some type of like, I guess lemon flavor, and then there's like blueberries in there. But that one was pretty good.
I know a lot of weird different like shots like that. Just I've never heard of the blueberry lemon drop. I know how to make a lemon drop, but I've never heard of a blueberry one.
Yeah, you'll have to check that one out. That's good.
The only sweet drink I drink are whiskey sours. But other than that, it's just whiskey just by itself. I like they got a TX brand. It's made in here in Texas. That's what I like. And then there's Pendleton. I like Pendleton.
Gotcha.
Maker's Mark.
I'm a big fan of any drink that's a shot dropped in a beer and a chug. I'm a fan of it. Like Jaeger bombs, Irish car bombs. I mean, what's that other one? Flaming Dr. Peppers. Like light it on fire, drop it in, chug it. I mean, all of it.
Boilermakers, all that shit.
Yeah, Boilermakers. Yep. All of them. They're all good. I haven't had one that's been bad.
Yeah, they're decent. Tolerable anyway, yeah.
It's got to be good to chug it. I mean, that's the way I always had to look at it.
Keep me away from the Yag, though. Something about that Jägermeister haunts me down, man, for about a week. It's in your joints, it's in your neck.
Just haven't drank enough of it yet. Drink more of it. You'll get through that. You'll power through.
It's been a while since I've had Jägermeister.
What up, David?
David? Is that even? Nothing. Just here, bro.
Not you. The other one.
No, I don't.
the
Jägermeister, it's been a lot of years, man. That's a rough hangover.
It is.
Oh, man.
You ever drink Sambuca?
Nuh-uh.
Sambuca's the clear version of Jägermeister. So it's like a black licorice schnapps that's like, I think it's 80 proof. So it's not nothing that you just, slam back and be fine. But that Sambuca, that shit will get you. It's like an Italian liquor.
Damn.
Hard pass.
Yeah, hard pass on that.
You don't know nothing about that Zambuca. It'll catch up on
I don't
you.
want to know it. That's what you
I
said. I
don't want to know it.
don't want to know it.
Mm-mm.
Nowadays, like when I was younger, oh yeah, I'd be like, oh, I'll drink some of that shit. But nah, not no more.
Right?
I'm gonna just
I doubt I've been drinking now.
chill out, have me a whiskey every now and then, just chill. If I'm cooking out, I'll be drinking beer, and it's I like that. I like Corona Premier. Right now, I do like I drink Ultra too, but Corona Premier is kind of where I'm at right now. I'll change.
It's a good beer,
I
though.
used to like to drink. I used to like to drink Foster's back in the day. Yeah, I saw a commercial for it, and I just
Made your mouth water.
I like that shit. But nah, I don't drink it anymore.
I've been stuck on since Daytona. I've been stuck on Stella Artois. Like that's a pretty good beer. I mean, I've drank it before, like back in the day, not like a lot, but I've had it. Like we drank a shit ton of that down in Daytona this year. And if I drank a beer, that's what I've been drinking. Stella.
It's a good beer. Yeah. Kurtwood will be in here any moment.
We're talking about his woman, so probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Philip was
That's his
saying Jaeger and Red Bull equals awesome. Have you guys ever had the Crown Royal and like Red Bull or Rockstar or anything mixed in it?
It was bad back in the day.
Crown Royal is one of my favorites. Like I would drink Jack Daniel, the Crown Royal. But that Jack Daniel, that gets me kind of sometimes a little crazy. So I got to watch it on that shit. Like
Nothing better than a Jack fight.
Yeah.
Always a bar fight.
Exactly. I would drink like a lot of times just have shots and just maybe have like a chaser afterwards.
It's a good chance if I'm drinking tequila, I'm going to smash the bottle over my head anyway, just because I am in a good mood.
Right.
That stuff makes me crazy.
That was pretty aggressive.
I mean,
Right.
she said that smash the bottle over your head because she's mad. I'll just smash it over my head because I'm in a good mood. Like, hey, yeah.
She might be smashing it over your head to drag you back to her cave. Who knows?
Oh God, damn it!
Old cave woman type stuff.
Right.
A shot that I used to drink with Jaeger, and it was called a redheaded slut. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but if you tweak that shot, you can make it taste exactly like a peach. And I got that shot down. That is one shot that I've made a million times, and I got it. I got it down. I can do it.
Nice.
I could even make them into Jello shots.
You need to start auctioning those at the Snakes. I know you've been
That's
talking
what.
about it.
That's what I was thinking, taking the redheaded slut Jello shots down there, because if they're paying $5,000 for just normal Jello shots, I'll bring some gourmet Jello shots. I should at least bring in 10, because these are gourmet. They're good.
Everybody's in that drinking and bidding mood that time of night,
I was thinking about just getting a 30 taking it and dropping it off. There, they want to bid on some alcohol. Everyone likes a 30 pack. Let's see how much I'll pay for this.
right?
Guaranteed it's more than $21.
I heard at one of the shows somebody was bidding. I don't remember what the snake was, but they're bidding. It kept on going up, and they had somebody bidding. It was sauced up. They're like, I don't even know what I bid on. Well, you need to give up. You won. You won the bid.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Agree, Shauna. Same thing.
No.
So sick on that when I was a kid. I can't even look at that stuff anymore.
Yeah. Just that sweetness of a liquor. Like if a liquor's sweet like that,
Yeah.
That's
I
like
got drunk on
it's not even
Comfort
sweet.
and
No.
eggnog one time, and man, I haven't touched it since. Wow.
Eggnog with hard liquor?
Well, Southern Comfort, I tried
Southern,
it. With
yeah.
Yeah.
We're out at the party, and they had it there, and I got tore up on it. And it takes a little bit for me to, once I get tore up on something, it's not a smooth hangover. I cut it out. I cut it out for sure.
That's why I quit drinking cheap liquor. It seems like if I drink that top shelf, I'm all right. I'm good.
Right. Does make a difference, yeah.
Like you want to sip on some liquor? Go get some Johnny Walker and just sip that on it. You'll be fine. You'll wake up feeling good.
Yeah,
I'm definitely a normal Jack, Johnny, Jim kind of guy when it comes to liquor anymore, anyways.
I'm definitely glad not to be waking up with hangovers anymore, man. I was always drinking, so it feels good just to be able to wake up. Can't do that shit in your 40s, man. Too damn old. Kicks your ass.
No. Goes from a 4-hour hangover to like a 4-day hangover.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
The only way you could do that in your 40s is if you continued it from your 20s and 30s and into your 40s. If you made it a lifelong thing, then you could do it. But if you just knock the drinking off and try to drink every once in a while.
I didn't do that. Once I got into my 40s, it was rougher. It was way more rough, and I just said, screw that. Well, then plus I had the youngins over here too. So
I know how you feel, buddy.
They didn't care what time I went to bed and what I did.
Houston's winning 10-6 at halftime. Uh-oh.
Who's got 10?
Houston.
Nice.
That surprises me.
10-6.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's weird. Like, and now it doesn't even take alcohol anymore to feel a hangover. If I sit there and I stay up too late, man, I'll be feeling hungover the next day.
Yeah, getting old's a bitch. You guys will see when you get here.
Not too far from it. I'm already feeling
No, it's been fun. Don't lie to him. It's been fun. Don't lie. They'll be fine. They'll be perfectly fine.
How old are you, John?
Just turned 50 last year.
I'll be 50 this year.
Yeah, see, we know, David. It's don't get better. It don't
I'm only
get
3
better.
years behind you guys. So
I'm almost 6 years behind you guys. Turned 44 next month.
Yeah.
I'll be 47 in July.
Pay for everything, man. I was so hard on my body,
That's it.
sports and all that other stuff. And then, man, you get out of bed sounding like an old rusted bike and shit like that, man. It's tough. It's tough.
When you roll your neck,
Cracking
it
and
sounds like a bunch of sand grains.
Yeah, my neck's always like, I always feel like my neck in the morning when I wake up, it's like that. So I got to crack it. And cold when it's cold outside. Man.
I got a pin right here and pins in my ankles. So when it's cold outside, it sucks.
You
My
feel
knees
them,
hurt.
yeah.
yeah.
My knees hurt when it's cold outside.
Was it
Hell yeah.
last week? I was sitting there. I was over by the bed. I was getting ready to sit down in bed, and I just kind of like turned a little bit, just pivoted, and I could just feel my ankle like just kind of go a little. Like, man, it was really hurting, and I was like, man, it's acting weird. And then probably 2-3 days later goes by, and I did the same shit. Just over by the bed, went to kind of turn to get into it, felt my ankle going. I'm like, motherfucker, man, sucks getting old. And it doesn't
Nice.
have pins in it.
Is that the stuff that makes you trip? Was it the good
Supposedly,
absinthe
yeah.
or was it the marketed absinthe?
Yeah,
I'm
my
not-
boys, they're doing sports. They want me to be out there with them. And, oh, man.
It even hurt to go sit on the benches for 4 hours. To sit there to watch them, that hurts. Oh, wow. Things ain't comfortable. I'd rather go sit in a field on with a chair.
Play basketball, Dad. Oh, fuck.
Nope.
And I don't say no, though. That's the one thing.
Right. I'd be like, hold on, let me haul my lazy boy out there next to that field.
It'd be nice to have a little tap, in my joints so I could WD-40 them bastards.
Right?
A little
Little nozzle.
greaser.
Blew them up. So, fucking. Yeah, it sucks, man.
Have you guys
That's
ever
what I
done-
say eating those THC gummies. I mean, if they're light dose, not all hopped up. If you get ones that's like 3 to 4 grams, it's like oil in your joints. Just eat a couple of them and you feel like your joints are greased.
Yeah, it
You
is.
can't
bad,
eat
I
too
will say
many
that.
because then you'll be like, hey. Functionable amount is the key. A functionable amount.
That's only one thing about where I work. You know, nobody ever tries to mess with it because we get drug tested. You know,
No, I mean Texas, and you're down in Texas, and they're still like weed is evil. So I I get that.
no, sir, negative.
They're
There's
not.
weed shops all over the place.
Did they go medical?
It's my chosen profession. I can't.
I didn't know they went medical down there.
Yeah, there's weed shops all over the place.
Hopefully, you guys will turn like California, where was it last year or not this year that just passed, but the year before they have it where like if before like you would have if you it was legal, but you still couldn't get a job with it in your system. But they just switched it last year where they passed a law where now like they can't test you for THC or anything. I mean, like the meth, yeah, of course, but
we'll see in Pennsylvania.
Can't hold it.
If you have a card for it, they can't not give you the job if you have a card. I mean, if you present them the card, you know, they say, well, you have marijuana in your system, we can't give you the job, and you present them the card, and they don't give you the job, you can sue their ass. It's discrimination in PA. I mean, I don't know what it's like in anywhere else, but that's even like for police or whatever.
In the oil field, it's a little bit different because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, it's also
you got all that
also
gas.
federally regulated. It's not a state-run business. If it's a federal job, they'll tell you whatever they want to tell you, regardless of the state law. You know?
Exactly.
So
It's like if you do any accident in the oil field, whether you're a contract company or a major company, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to drug test you right there.
Yeah. Because they want any reason to not have to pay you.
Well, it's not that. It's just you're putting people lie. It's not. You got to think of it like this. You're in the oil field. You get paid great. A lot of the insurances are great. The company that I work for, they pay my insurance. I don't have to pay medical insurance. I get it. They pay for it.
Right.
You know, they give you a lot of benefits, but the thing about it is the minute that you're not paying attention, you lose respect for what you're doing, you don't go home, you know, and it can be like that. I've been doing it for 28 years, and you know, people come into work like over here where I live at. I don't work where I live at, but there was a guy that was high and he was drunk, and they were running poles because they were running new line to some new wells and stuff. Well, what happened? He forgot to lower the boom on that boom truck. He drove, knocked down, killed out power with everything. The guy sat there and quit. They had to go get him, and of course, you know, there's live cables on the ground. You touch that stuff. Damn. If you're not already at the same impedance as that high power voltage, that high power line, you're going to get fried. You know, so that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, you know, you pick one pleasure for, you know, having a good job and stuff like that, but you know, that's potential lives lost.
Yeah.
I respect that though.
So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Like, I don't got a problem with it. I used to smoke a shitload of weed when I was in college. That's just what I was doing. But, you know, and how I choose to work or where I work at, we just can't do it. So, you know, everybody who's working a job and they can shit, more power to you, you know.
I get that. If you got other people's lives in your hands, you know, you got to have a straight head. So I get it.
Well, it's not for everybody. I mean, like, I've smoked so much in my life. It's normal to me. Like, I can function and do all kinds of stuff on it. But there is people that'll sit there and smoke and can't. Like, they will screw shit up. And it's true. I mean, I wouldn't want somebody to be high and sit there and, you know, like you said, that's somebody's life at risk.
Yeah, like not too long ago, not anywhere that I was working, but there was a guy running an overhead crane, lifting up a tank, and probably easily 10,000 pounds.
Damn.
And the guy that was supposed to check the rigging before they lifted up, he was high. He was high. The rigging fell down and almost killed like 10 people because everybody's now you can't work underneath, you know. So I mean,
I'll be
it's
right back.
that kind of line of work, you know. Like I said, I don't have a problem with weed. I wish I could still, because I mean, it was fun when I was doing it, you know. But you know, what I do now is I get paid really good to do the job that I work, you know, and now I'm a family man, so it's not worth the risk for me. So
Right.
and it's random, you know, it's a random. You never know when you're going to get it. They just hey, come into the office, and that's it. That's all they tell you. So it could mean a bunch of things. You don't never know, but it is what it is.
And
You know,
it's not like you could just take
part
the
of my brothers out there still smoking. I don't, you know, teach their own.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and those drinks don't always work. Like there's some that might be pretty good or whatever, but I've taken some that I went for a test and didn't pass it. The best one that I found was the artificial urine. You take and heat that up and put it in, and you'll pass it every time.
Yeah, but is it really worth it?
No, it's
What's
not.
up, Steve? If
What's
I had
up,
a good
Steve?
job like Dave's gone up there, I wouldn't do it either.
I wouldn't.
I'd just say fuck it.
Yep, it's not worth it.
Not worth it.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Having an income and your livelihood is a lot more important than that.
Right. I mean,
Definitely.
you know, it just I don't know. I'd rather be doing, you know, because I get paid really good. You know, I work for a major company. You know, my experience and everything and stuff. And I, you know, like I said, hopefully here pretty soon I'll be doing those. You know, maybe somebody will be checking out those videos I put on the YouTube about, you know, doing what I do every day. Maybe they might be able to learn from that. And, you know, like I said, you do get paid good, you know. There are, with every job, there's something that's negative about it, you know. So, but once I start sticking them videos out there, maybe somebody will be able to, you know, see something like, hey, maybe I can do that, you know.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be curious to see those, David. Those will be fun to watch, man. I don't know that much about your automation and what you do there, so I'm going to definitely check it out when you pop them up for sure.
We'll break it down and stuff like that for sure, because, you know, it's a lot different now. It's more advanced now than what it was when I started. When I started, if you had big old pumps that were 3-phase 480 volts and you wanted to run them with shutdowns, you would use 110 volts AC like what you have in your house. Nowadays, you don't. It's 24 volts, 12 volts DC that's controlling that. So it's gonna. Hopefully, people will find it interesting, and you know, it's be a deal where, hey, man, this is pretty helpful. Maybe I can do this. And you know, oil fields, nothing. It's growing. Like my company now, they have a goal by 2027. We want to be making 4 million barrels a day
Nice.
in oil. You know,
It's good. It's good to see that industry get some backing too. You know, for a lot of years, it's such a political topic that it's
right?
under so much regulation now. I know this is going to be way too political for most people and ideals, but you know, getting Trump in there to push that kind of energy use is going to help a lot of industries. You know.
Well, so with that being said, it didn't feel like it was regulated. You know, like I said, I'm 25, 28 years in. And even when it was regulated before, it never felt like that, because you would see drilling rigs everywhere. You know, one of these days I'll put a quick video out on what it looks like in the mornings. Like where I'm driving, where I work at, I mean, there's drilling rigs everywhere, you know, so
Yeah.
they would say it was regulated. And I do agree with that, with what you said. It just doesn't feel like that. At no point in time, the only time that I hurt in the oil field is when the price per barrel would go down. That's when it sucks. When there was we shot up in 2013, 2014. It got all the way up to $100, and then the bottom dropped out and went from $100 a barrel to 25. You know, and then
Oof.
companies are like, man, you can't, the way we pull the oil out of the ground needs the price to be $60, $70, $80 a barrel for them to not lose money. And if, so people are losing their jobs and stuff like that. When I got married, the year that I got married, if you worked 8 hours a day, that was almost like overtime. Your normal shift working 8 hours a day was almost like overtime. Nobody was doing it. Luckily for me that, luckily for me that I was in a position where I was good at my job and I worked every day. I had guys where I worked at that didn't work at all, or sometimes very little, So, I mean, I was lucky enough that I never missed any work, but that's when you're worried about the oil field. But as long as it stays in the 70 range, that, people are going to make excellent money, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But you have to pay attention to that. That's the only drawback, is when it drops like crazy like that.
So that's the other thing too, right? So all those rigs and all those wells are always going to be there because the oil's there. The issue becomes like, what can they do with that when they pull it? What's it worth? What kind of markets can that oil enter? Which ones have to be exported? Which ones can stay domestic and be transferred into gas, into different product? But that's what happens with the regulation. Not so much that the wells in the fields won't be working, because they'll always be working. There's oil there, so they got to get that oil.
Right.
But what happens is past that point where what can that oil be transferred into? Is it under some big embargo where it has to go out to a different country for repurpose? Or can it stay domestic and we can turn that into gas, to fuel, to different product? That's kind of what I mean by the regulation side of it. They're always going to be pulling oil from the ground. It's what happens with that oil, like on the other side of that. Do you know what I mean? When it hits the market and where it goes. And that's the stuff you're saying, where the price of those barrels goes down through the basement, because the market and ability to turn that into something useful is regulated. So that's where the regulation comes in and screws you guys over. But you're never going to see them take wells down. They're not going to stop drilling. They're not going to stop pulling oil out of the ground. It's just going to turn into what can they do with it, right? So I don't know, man. It's nice to be able to see, like I say, a little more open market and the ideology that we need to keep some of these resources here for our benefit and our gain, rather than having to export to come back to us in gas that we pay 3 times as much for. Do you know what I mean?
Right. And that's true with that. But the one thing that they were putting a lot of regulation on too, was drilling permits. And I'm if you're familiar with that stuff, that was the deal. It was harder for drilling permits to be issued for. So you start learning that these oil field companies released these drilling permits under Trump first time. They had all these permits, and then it just got harder to do. But out there in the field, it doesn't feel like there's regulation, because, a lot of times too, like Keys, for instance, his Friday night, the hair down, he would ask me to come on all the time, and I couldn't, because I'm out there working till 11 o'clock, midnight, because the oil field doesn't wait for anybody. But I mean, it's one of those deals. It's just how it is. But, that was the one thing that I think incoming now, it'll be good, because we're going to start exporting our stuff out to everybody who needs it,
Exactly.
and that'll be a good deal without trying to get into all this, just like how you said, trying to get all political and all this.
Yeah, I don't like to do that, because
but and that's the one thing like that I want to do with that deal that I'm going to be doing is, doing as what I've been doing as long as I have, breaking it down to lay terms, just at the basic level. At the basic level for what I do, you can still go to a company and get paid $35 an hour. Starting. That's starting. Some companies will give you a minimum. Like if you go with a contract company and they have agreements worked out with all these, you're going to get 12 hours a day, whether you work them or not. or not. 10 hours a day, drive time, per diem, you know, it's and it just goes up from there wherever you start, you know. It's a good thing. You know, some people don't like it or whatever. That's, you know, I understand that's how it is, but you know, it's something that has taken care of me and my family for, like I said, even before I had a family, because I was in my 30s when I had my first kid. So
Yeah,
you know,
good industry, man, for sure. It's a great job, and if you can be secure in that, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I was watching a documentary the other night, and one was on about oil, and like their theory of how oil deposits got made is changing, because they once, like even now today, if you ask, like, you know, a scientist, how was oil deposits made? It's from biological material getting buried over years, and the pressure and buried over years. It's basically from like dinosaurs and stuff getting buried. Well, they're thinking that that's now not how it happened.
No, and
like,
everything I've always heard is it is carbon-based material, but yeah, like you're saying, dinosaurs, and it's not really that. I mean, everything down
you're
to
talking
like
about, so
bacteria. I mean,
yes, more
it's
along the
all
lines
historical
of
sources.
breakdown of materials. But you got to understand, there's no dinosaurs that are 10,000 feet down in the ground.
Right. That's what I was kind of getting at. I mean,
That's,
it's
you know, there's not. It's based on. So geologists, every oil company will have geologists working for them, taking soil samples. They've got trucks with big old like sonars on them, and they slam the ground just so they can get a visual of what maybe that formation looks like. So that's how they determine. And it's not, a lot of people think there's a big old huge pool of oil on it. It's not like that. They drill a hole where you can get the most collection. A lot of companies will drill other wells, and they call it injection. They blow it back the backside to push those deposits back to how they're trying to lift it up. A pump jack. There's submersible pumps downhole. If it's a super gassy formation, that gas pressure pushes that up. You know, so it's
and that's where like the fracking and stuff comes in too, because it's such a
correct.
finite amount in these small little
Correct.
fissures that they go down. They frack it to
So
open
they
those
frack
up.
it, explodes out, and it perforates the
Yes.
formation. It perforates the formation, and then if you're doing backside injection, you're pushing it with gas or water from the backside and pushing it back towards, so that way you can bring it up.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's a weird deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I was always wondering about oil, like how that came about. Like, are we ever going to run out of it? Or
Well, it's
Well,
a
they
finite
found a
amount.
new type of rock that they like. It's, I guess it's not a rock. It kind of is a rock, but I don't know. Like, I don't know the exact terms of it. But they found a new rock that they could get fuel out of it, and we have like 10,000 years of this rock somewhere. Like they were saying, I don't know the exact of it. I shouldn't even have said anything because I don't know how to explain it. But it was just a rock, and then we could break it down, and we have like 10,000 years of
Right.
this type of energy.
Right.
So like the new coal, kind of, basically.
It's something different to coal. I know that, but I think it had more to
Right.
do with these batteries. What they're doing with these batteries, but there was a self-sustainable type of fuel that we found in this rock that we can get out of, and maybe it was to do with the batteries. Like I said, some of these documentaries that I'm watching, I'm like half asleep, half paying attention, and I get bits and pieces of it, and I don't quite get it all, but I do understand it, but I just don't. I'm not up to get it all.
Right. The details, yeah.
Yeah, all the details. I just know this one bit here, something I caught over there, and I forgot about that.
Like catching fireflies, Ken.
Grasping for straws, something like that.
Yeah. So
Nice.
all that's super interesting. So yeah, it'd be cool to see your show come up, David. And I know that's more focused on like your automation and the stuff you're doing in that job, but still, I'm going to be curious to see it. So definitely put it out there and let everybody know when it's coming on and stuff, because I want to see
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna start trying to do just a few things this next week. It's a lighter week, and we got pretty chilly. Here I was telling you we don't get chilly very often that first time, and we got down into the 20s, into the teens. So I wasn't trying to get out of the truck to explain anything. Hell no. We'll wait till it gets a little bit warmer.
Not down there. 20s and 15s down there to you is like negatives up here to us. I mean, we're used to that 15, 20 degree range.
I bet. Yeah. It doesn't happen often, but we can get into the negatives. It doesn't happen a whole lot. And we can, from time to time, get a hell of a lot of snow sometimes. And that's usually like in May. March to May, that's when we get our shit over there.
Yeah, but you guys aren't set up for that.
Christmas and Christmas time. Where I'm at in Christmas time, it's not uncommon to be 75 degrees. You can be out there, goofing off outside and stuff like that where I'm at. So but it can get cold out here. It's not a lot. It doesn't happen quite often. But programming, I'll have programming on there. Anything with programming, that'll be just kind of nuts and bolts of it. It takes a while for a lot of people to understand what's happening, but it'll be broken down pretty. Try to get it as lay, and once I start putting it out there, you guys have questions, put a question out there, and we'll
probably check it out too.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Like I said, it's pretty good. It's not something you get dirty doing, even though it is oil field. Just depending on what your spot is, I'm not dirty very often anymore, unless it's something they've like had a leak or something. You got to change out a piece of equipment. It's very rare, but you go work for a company that they'll pay you good. That's the one thing. Somebody interested in making some money.
It's nice putting in all the work over all the years and not having to get us dirty and shit now, huh?
Oh yeah. Just that's the gratitude. That's the gratitude. I have a degree in secondary education with a minor in history and sociology. I could be a coach and teacher. That's what I wanted to do when I got done with college. And in the summers, in between semesters, I would come and work at an oilfield electrical company. And as soon as I got done with college and I was looking for something to do, my first job, I was looking at being a coach and teacher, making $14K a year. And I went back for the summer working my electrical job, and you're talking about 37 a year. So I have that piece of paper and I'm not even using it. I just ran with it. So it's one of that. It was one of them things, that.
Can you become a teacher at any time, or would you have to, is it like being a doctor where you'd have to go back to school and do it over again? I
got all my stuff done.
Nice.
Yeah.
So once you got it, you're good forever, pretty much.
I just got there's the license, the teaching license. That's it. I'll just have to do that. But nice. This what I'll be doing is kind of like, teaching, it'll be kind of like teaching. So,
and no reason to go backwards, right? I mean, you're in something so far where, hey, finish out what you're doing, educate some people, bring them.
I was thinking about it the other day. Like, man, I've been doing this long, but like, I was like, man, I think about that. Like, did I make a mistake going into this and not doing what I went to school with, and stuff like that? Because, in summers, you get that long break. You don't got to do nothing, do whatever, and then you start back up and all that other crap. And, I get a lot of vacation time, but it's not it's not some, so it's
I'll
not the
tell you
same.
what. Yeah, you're not going to get the pay. You're not going to get the pay. And teaching, it's rewarding for the one-on-one with kids and things. You get that directly from particular kids, but in general, it's a thankless job, man. You got parents
Right.
hounding you, bitching at you. Hey, why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? I mean, it's a tough one. You don't get the respect. You don't get the gratitude from the community. I mean, it's a pretty beat up position, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
And the pay isn't there. I mean, if you can't replace the reward you get from those couple kids that you really connect with, you made a difference with.
Right.
But God, the trade-offs are pretty shit, anymore. It didn't used to be that way, but it's gotten bad in teaching, man.
Yeah,
everybody.
definitely. I got two cousins, they're teachers, and one, she went to Santa Cruz University. Like, they're both smart, but the older sister, she went to Santa Cruz University, and she could have been a doctor, attorney, whatever the hell she wanted, and that's what she chose. And I mean, hey, good for her. Like, they make some decent money, but like you said, it's not like what you should be making for what you're dealing with all. I mean,
Right.
back in my day, man, if I smarted off to a teacher or something, man, I would have caught an ass whooping from my parents. Like, they wouldn't have put up with
Absolutely.
it. Like you said,
Instantly.
now, man,
That's the other. Maybe that was the deal. If I think back, when I was getting done, was when Columbine happened. Remember Columbine over there in Colorado, that shooting? Maybe that's what kind of made me be just kind of like, nah, because you got to deal with, how other people are raising their kids. If they're not raising them, like I'm same way, Vance. I knew when I went into the school that I was going to act a certain way, and if not, when my parents heard about it when I got home, it's, hey, you already know what time it is,
Exactly.
Yep.
You already know what time it is.
Yep.
And my dad and my mother would be like, we don't care if you're a star athlete, this and that. I want to hear that you're a good kid and good grades. That's all I got. It just happened that I ended up being pretty good at, at baseball and stuff. But, that's all they cared about, respectful. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's it. When you don't cross them things, you won't have to find out. So
Exactly.
needless to say, they still had to find out a couple of times, and man. Yeah.
It was not what you wanted to find out ever.
Hey, parachute pants and a fly swatter don't work. They don't work, Don. They don't work. If you missed out, lucky you. That didn't work.
No.
Oh yeah. Shoot.
That's it. We could be a star athlete. We could do everything right, but boy, you do something wrong and you're a star athlete with a sore fucking leg, beat up ass, you're gonna be sitting on the bench because your folks ain't gonna let you play.
Yeah, my dad would always say, I'm going to paint your back port red. Your back port's red. He would always say that.
About to get painted red.
Yeah, he would always say that, So,
Absolutely.
garden hose, I seen the garden hose, not on me or any of my siblings, but, I had some gangster-ass aunts and uncles. I seen that. Whatever they could grab, right? Vance, whatever they could grab, man, slap the shit out of you with it.
Yep.
For sure.
I smack a kid hand starting to itch.
I got a funny story. It wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny now. So just throwing that in there since we're talking about discipline. I had an aunt that was, man, she was, if there was levels to ass whooping, she was a master. She didn't wait for my uncle to Debbie out the ass whoopings.
Yeah.
Well, my uncle was a welder, so they did pretty good. Welding down here, they do pretty good, Yeah. So he was doing well. He bought a swimming pool, an above ground swimming pool. When my aunt didn't know how to swim, so my cousins would act a fool, and then they would just jump in the pool she'd be like, and then she would just finally she'd get tired and go do some other shit.
Till they get out of that pool.
Yeah. Well, she would never. They would. Whatever. Something would happen, and they'd never get it. Well, I guess on the backside, it was tearing her up that she couldn't get a hold of them. Because like I said, man, she was a master level ass whooper, man. I used to see it go down all the time when I'd go and visit in the summers. Well, so unbeknownst to me or them, and at the beginning of the school year, my uncle was teaching her how to swim in that swimming pool. So she actually learned how to swim. So when they jumped in the pool, she was getting in there and whooping their ass in the pool.
I bet you they was like,
holding them underwater and shit, all that shit. Oh yeah,
That is awesome.
I was
swim like a damn.
that first time she took that dive.
And I bet my cousins were like, "What the fuck is going on? What's she doing in the water?" Because they would make fun of her, like, you can't swim and all this other shit. Now, it changed that day. I bet you like somebody walked over their grave or something,
Right. She
In
could
that
get
water
around that pool like a black tip shark after that, boy.
yeah, dude.
Learn how to swim just to whoop their ass.
Yeah. Dude, that's epic. That's so good.
Yeah, I
I'll tell you
remember.
what, one time my mom went to swing the belt at me and I timed it right and I jumped and it went back, and her backswing hit her. Oh, was I in trouble when she finally caught me. I got 10
Yeah.
times.
Oh
But-
man,
But
there's no way in hell I would end right.
it was
I would've-
like 10 years later, she was like, I still can't believe you timed that jump right. It just went right underneath your legs. And I was like, I should have got off the hook for athleticism.
Not a chance.
She's
That
like,
worked.
Yeah, John's hit it on the head. No way. I would have stayed. Ken. I
She's,
would've
I'm
stayed
giving you
and
an A for effort, but another A for an ass whooping.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I knew better than to talk back to my mom or anything, man. She didn't care. My mom she would whoop my ass, man. She'd lay into us. Like one time I was 5, maybe 6, 7 years old. I don't remember what I did, but I did something that I knew my mom wouldn't like, and I knew we'd get an ass whooping, and like, you can't hide stuff from her. You better not lie or you're going to get it worse. So I'm like 5, 6 years old, and I go out there and I have my pants down and I'm like kind of bent over, and she's all, "What are you doing?" Yeah, I was a little kid. Okay. She's all, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I did this. I was, I knew you'd whoop my ass." And she actually laughed about it. So I didn't catch an ass whooping that time. That was the only time.
Yeah, hey, honesty got you out of it. So
Yeah. I tried it after
Absolutely.
that and it didn't work though the second time.
She's like, this has turned into a gimmick now. I'm done
Man,
with
you're
it.
15 years old and it ain't working no more.
where he thinks it's all right.
Yeah, man. But what's funny about that? I'm sure you guys can attest to that. But going through it wasn't all that great. Going through it all that great. But you know what? I'm maybe not as severe as my parents were, but my kids know what time it is too.
Right?
Yeah.
I find myself saying the same things that I didn't agree with when they were telling us that shit. Like, you could have told us that without whooping our ass for 10 minutes.
Right.
Right? You didn't have to beat us for that long. I mean,
It was like,
I know you're just trying to teach me, but that's a little
Right.
excessive.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
time
when
I
is
caught
Mother's Day?
one time I caught a leather belt with metal studs on that son of a bitch from my mom. Man.
yeah, I got belt, usually fly swatter, a switch, a tree branch.
Mm-hmm.
Them old hickory switches, they ain't no joke.
Oof. Palmetto switch. I'll tell you right now. And pull them fronds off, and that palmetto is just like a damn
Yeah.
whip. Oh, they're bad.
The perfect
It's
bendable.
none of it's good. None of
Oh,
it's good.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, nasty.
I had a cousin that caught an ass whooping that way. She was I think she was like 5 years old at the time. I was like maybe 10, and me and my mom, my sister, and my cousins were walking down in San Bernardino, and my little cousin, she just took off, man, in a dead sprint, just running, and my aunt kept calling her, like, come back. And I'm 10 years old. I was a pretty fast kid, and I went sprinting after her. I couldn't catch her. Man, when we finally got up to her, my aunt, she got a switch off the tree. Oh boy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Good. Yeah.
Nice.
I was
I
like,
think I'm having flashbacks right now. Vance, you're giving me flashbacks right now.
You know, and the goofy part was, like, in that time, it was like everybody too. So you got like behavior by proxy. Like, you'd see this happen to a buddy or a cousin or a nephew. You're like, God damn, I'm avoiding that. Do you know what I mean? It was like, and now you don't see that. It doesn't rub off on other people because everybody's getting away with everything, man. People get away with murder now. Kids are god awful rude, you know?
The entitlement. How they think they're entitled to something is just too much for me.
You know, you know, you go to a restaurant, kids are running around and stuff, and oh, hell no, man.
Kids are definitely wild nowadays. Like, I've seen a lot of kids like, man, if you were my kid, like right now I'm about to whoop you. Like, we had.
You know how many times I got? You better wait till we get home. Your ass.
Right? Yes. Just that whisper
right
in
there,
public.
that little whisper in your ear.
But it was legit, though. They weren't goofing off. They weren't lying about it. When you got home, you're like,
It might be like all like your best friend and all cool with you. You walking out the door, like, hey, remember when I told you wait till we get home?
We're home now. They put you at ease, thinking that you've won that case, but then they bring it back on you. My mom and dad evil. They were evil like that.
It wasn't joking.
All kosher.
Y'all ever just want to stick a foot out and trip a kid? I want to do that all the time, man. And like you said, in the restaurants, in a bowling alley, in a mall, somewhere where they're just way out. Don't you just want to stick your foot out? Just one time.
All time,
I know it's not your kid, but just slide a foot out there.
Right, as soon as they're sprinting by you really fast, just stick that foot out.
Sounds terrible, right?
Catch some speed.
But it's like, man,
going over
that
the
would
speed
feel really good right then, you know.
And then after you do it, be like, "Oh, you okay, buddy? You got to watch out."
I didn't see it. I'm so sorry.
Sorry about that. I was fixing to get up.
I don't know. I feel that running through my head every time, you know, and I'm like, God, I could just accidentally maybe get up at the wrong time.
You're trying to get out, but my leg needs to stretch out. I'm almost 50.
Terrible,
you know? I'm almost 50. Right. You know, I got to get out a different way. The leg's got to go straight out there.
I'm adjusting myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. That's awesome, man. It's, you know, like I said, I didn't really like it too much when I was growing up, but you know, and I got relatives on the other side of that stuff. You know, I got a couple cousins that are, you know, they're in the pen and stuff, and they never had to face any accountability when they acted up. They you know, and it just continued on after that, and you know, now they're, you know,
now look at them. Ain't got shit sitting behind bars.
Yep. You know,
and that's the problem.
They get out and go back in.
Like, you see a lot of these kids, the way they act, and it's like, man, this kid's going to be in the fucking penal system before too long. Once he hits 18, he's going to be in YA at the age of 12.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It's a deal, but you know, all I know is this.
What I want to know is, what is the court system going to do in 10 years from now? Go, oh, well, they was let go at home, so we should let them go this time.
Probably.
No.
You know,
you're going to find us, throw you in jail.
If you're doing the things to keep you thrown in jail, to get you thrown in jail, man, you got to pay for it. You got to pay for it. Like, not to get on the political thing again, but Antifa, they had come down to do something, and they were attacking people I think it was in Fort Worth. And, well, they got arrested. And now I think they're in prison now because they were, you can't go and hit somebody with a bat and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And you would see other places where they were just getting out. Like, you got to be held accountable for all the bad shit you do, for anything you do.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what keeps you. If you don't want to be accountable for something that's bad, just don't do it. It's just simple sense.
Be a good person. You don't have to be a dick. Just be a good person.
Yep. That's all it is.
Don't think you're entitled to everything. Don't think just because you didn't go out and earn it that you should go steal it. Like, just fend for yourself and keep your nose clean and be a good person. Like,
you'll appreciate it more when you earn it yourself,
Exactly.
That's how I feel about it.
Like, it's nice to have people give you things, but I mean, it feels better, like you said, when you actually work for it. It's like, man, I did that. I worked my ass off to get that. That wasn't handed to me. Yep. Yeah, and it's crazy, like all the people nowadays, man, like just from kids. I mean, it's a lot of kids that are little jerks, but I'm even seeing middle-aged people that are our age or in their 60s or 80s that, like, their driving or whatever is just horrific. Like, man, where did you learn to drive at? Like, people just cutting in front of you, or they'll come driving up on your ass, right on your tail. Like, I don't know how it works in your guys' state, but down here in California, we have a lot of fast and furious racers. And these guys will come flying up on your ass and then go real quick around you trying to race. And it's like, see, you're going about that all wrong, dude. I've got a couple things in my trunk right now for you.
Right.
So I had a truck cut me off the other day and flew out around him, and I flipped him off. Like, there was no reason to cut me off like that. Guy got like alongside of me and started pointing his finger at me, and I was like, oh yeah, I could point too, dude. You're hurting me so bad by pointing at me.
Yep.
Like, I was laughing at him. I was like, look at you. Aren't you mad? It's stupid. Like,
I actually had a guy do that, Ken. We were driving down, there's this one road where you could get up to about 50 miles an hour. Well, it's 2 lanes and it merges into one. Well, this guy, he's sitting there flying down probably about 60, 65 miles an hour and then just cuts right in front of us. And I'm like, oh no, this shit ain't flying now, dude. You're not going to sit there and do that shit to me. So he gets, like, when we finally get up, he's going to turn in, make a left. And I sit there and I flipped him off. Well, he didn't like it. So he pulls out of the left turn lane and comes following me. And it's like a long stretch. We're in the country road and there's a bunch of cars. And this guy still follows us for a ways. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull over at the store. If this guy continues to follow me, I'm just going to pull over right here and we'll see how bad of an issue it's got. So
see how serious he wants to get.
Exactly. Luckily, the guy ended up, he just took off and he's like going by like I got a fat mouth or something. And I'm like, no, dude, trust me. I will sit here and make sure that I show you how it's done. You're not going to sit there and cut in front of me and almost cause an accident or anything and think that shit.
And it just started snowing out too, and it was all slippery. And I basically had to lock my brakes up, like turn my car sideways. And it was just, there's no reason for it. Like,
is it like that over there when there's snow or it's raining cats and dogs? That's when the idiots come out. Then it seemed like driving. Man, cars flipped over. Like, why? Why are they? Speed limit is the speed limit, but that's because it's when you can drive that speed limit. I think
in good conditions.
Yeah.
I mean, right.
75 and there's
70 when it's
like that.
Just don't hit your brakes fast. Just don't jam on your brakes. That's when you start sliding.
No, it's true. It's like people will sit here and they'll be doing the speed limit or even faster, but they'll still be doing like 45 and a 45 when it's raining. And it's like, dude, you are supposed to slow down a little bit, right? I mean, there is things that can happen. I mean, especially, I mean, if you got a distance at least, but that's not how they do it down here. People are always like right on your bumper.
Yep.
Yeah, they're in a hurry these days.
Well, I'm one of them ones in a hurry, but I don't get mad, when I'm behind someone that's going speed limit. It's like, I caught up to someone doing speed limit, you know what I mean? I don't get out in front of people. I'm driving 80 everywhere. I got a, size 12 that's wide. It weighs a lot. I don't know. I like to go fast. I got 100 reasons why.
I got
But I don't get mad about people. I just don't get why people got to get angry over stupid shit.
Yeah.
I'm in my work truck. I'm 75 because I got a GPS and alarm out if you go over the speed limit. So I have to,
Oh, on your company truck?
Yeah, so you got to pay attention. Yeah, you got to abide by the rules.
See, that was the greatest part about construction, because I always drove the biggest, ugliest piece of shit truck. No one would pull those tricks in front of this vehicle. You ain't going to cut me off. You're not going to pull out in front. You're not going to do any of that with this truck coming down the road.
I'm going to add another
I'm not
star to this
stopping.
truck.
I'm not slowing down. I'm not going to go around you. You are going to eat the front end of this big ass ugly truck.
Yeah.
And it hardly ever happened. You know what I mean? But now you get into something else and you got a nice car. You don't want to beat it up. It's dependable. It's pretty. You like it. And dude, now you get all those assholes, right? Give me that old work truck back once in a while.
Yeah.
Just once in a while.
Guard, big old grill
You know
guard.
what I mean? Yeah. I mean, big old deer catcher on the front, you know?
Yeah. Make it look like one of those Mad Max trucks,
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
Big
Jamie
old
and I laugh
Bump
about it
over
all
like
the time. I'm like,
push guards on the front.
yeah, yeah.
That would be tight. Have a big ass Mad Max truck, just this big old hunk of metal,
Yep.
1 inch thick metal hanging from the sides of it. Shit, where it's just a damn armored truck. Yeah, we're gonna ruin things now, buddy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Jamie knows I say it all the time. I'm like, God, I wish I had that old work truck back. We get into this traffic. I'm like, that guy would never do that again. Because it's like, why? What are you doing that for? I don't know.
Yeah.
So she gets to hear it the whole time I'm driving.
Do you guys have problems with that? People driving on your ass and everything up there?
I mean, it's hit or miss. It's worse definitely when we get downtown. Like we'll get in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Terrible. Like out here, it's pretty chill.
Go for it, Ken.
But yeah, we get around that metro area, Minneapolis, St. Paul's god awful. Some of the worst drivers in the country. I mean, I've driven through Chicago, outskirts of New York, down in Miami, all over the country, and nobody's as bad as Minneapolis, St. Paul, man. They are so bad.
Oh,
I mean, just drivers in general. You know what I mean?
It's not just John, Jamie. It's me too, and probably a lot of us that are fed up with it.
It's so bad. Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's just everywhere you go, you got to deal with those shitty drivers, man.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And it's sad because it's like people are just so dangerous about it. I don't care. Like I drive the speed limit, but honestly, I'm driving dirty anyways. I don't have my license right now, so I just abide by the rules as much as possible. But
breaking the law.
But I mean,
riding dirty.
It's just to me, it's just disrespectful. Like I don't care if you're driving 80 or 90 miles an hour. That's your business. It's just how you do it. There's a time for it, and a time not to. Like if on certain senses, don't come flying by. If we're doing 45, 50, don't come flying by at me at 90 miles an hour. Put that on the freeway or something, or just have respect. Like even when we go like the school down the street, they just changed the law, and I'm so glad, man, because like I get so pissed off at people. You got a stop sign. It's a 4-way stop, but either way, you got a stop sign, and there's a school right there. Well, the student or the parents will go pick up their kids, but they're parked right there on the side, right by that stop sign. How the fuck am I going to sit here and see if there's a kid coming across the crosswalk because I've got to turn right? I can't see with your big stupid ass car in my way if I'm going to hit a kid or whatnot. Like it's respect. Don't park right here. And we had a lady that did that one time, like, because I'll tell people, I'm like, hey, fucker, you see it's not a fucking, can't park there, right? And like this one lady, she's all yelling at me and everything and flipping me off. I flipped her right back off. Like, screw you, bitch. You're going to sit here and move your piece of shit. Like, I'm not going to sit here. Because there was a few times like kids almost got hit, you know what I mean? And I had to sit here, like some idiot one time went and almost hit the kids. And I had to sit here and catch up to him in the car. And I was all, I'm not going to say what I said, but I was like, hey, dummy, there's kids right there that you almost hit and everything. And the little girls, they're like giving me a thumbs up, like, yeah, and I'm like, hey, it just, like have respect for people, man. There's kids that don't need to be hit or hurt, you know, that could be killed or whatever, man.
Up here, by the one school that goes through the town in Bellefonte, now the fines are 10 times the amount, and there's a sign. All fines are 10 times of the normal amount.
Good.
10 times. They're racking it up.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
they should.
tend
Man.
to do
They should.
15 miles per hour, even at school ain't in session there. I mean, you ain't giving me no 10 times fine. That's like $1,000 speeding ticket.
Yeah.
Instant loss of license because it's 10 times the points too.
And poor Vance goes through there and gets hooked. Now he's got like a $30,000 fine because he got no license.
Oh, like go
dirty.
through there with like
Yeah.
illegal drugs on you. You're done. Like go through there with some meth and get caught in that area with some meth. They're like, you're going to jail like you had a pound of it. Like they're and you know what? Good. Like, you know, stop the stupid shit. You know, like you're going to do stupid shit. Don't go when you're at school. Like it's simple.
Exactly.
Agree, man. 100%.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
shit,
we like
boys,
to
get on off of here, man. So
Yeah, I gotta get going too. So
Yeah, it's been 2 hours. I'm gonna shut this down right now. It's been 2 hours. It was awesome having you on here, David, John, and Ken. You guys are all awesome. Appreciate it. Everybody.
I'm the winner.
Yes, and congrats to the winners. I'm glad you said that. Ken being the #1 winner with John right behind him in second place.
I swept him this year.
John would have done better if he didn't miss those couple games. And I know next year you better watch out because I'm not going for who I don't like anymore. Like, I don't like that team. Fuck them. I'm going to go who I think is going to win.
In all reality, the 2 games he missed, he would have still been behind 1 point. So I'd have still got him by 1.
And then we also got the 3rd place winner, which is going to be Will. He was 3rd place.
PP Will.
So, yeah, me and him were tied, but again, that goes to him. So congrats, Will. I'm going to be making up the shirt, doing a little more for it. I'm going to show you, so let you check that out. And then I'm going to be getting in touch with you, Ken and John, so we could be doing something with those shirts thing on your guys' channel and shit. Do a spin to win here soon. So
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
I appreciate
Tune in.
the chat.
Next couple of weeks, we'll be giving it away because I'm donating my first win prizing back in. So
yeah. And I'm going to talk with you guys and figure that more out too. Like you said, we'll pretty much do whoever was in the chats and everything, maybe do a spin to win with them and all that good shit. So
cool.
Super stoked on it. And you guys all have a good one. And don't forget, just for fun, put those games in, the picks, just to see for the hell of it. We'll have a good time with
I'm going to do it now just before I forget.
Yeah, I'm going to do it too as soon as I end this. So thank you guys all again. You all rock. Have a good one. Keep pushing and grinding. It's the year of the snake. Peace out.
Year of the snake.
Peace.